नमस्कार, मैं हूं भावना सोमाया and you are welcome to my podcast show Meri Kahani. I'm sitting at this wonderful looking shop which is called Astitva. It is the brainchild of Rajiv and Nirali, who happen to be husband and wife, and they have been pursuing this dream for I think more than a few years. I am very curious to know that how did this dream begin? Rajiv, would you like to start?
Yes. So, first of all, basically, I have no formal education of designing. I'm a microbiologist.
I know. It has no connection with...
No connection. But always the colors of India, the colors of clothes, the jewellery, the culture, it was always like too much on my mind right from my beginning, childhood. And I'm fortunate that my father, because at that time there was no Google and all, newspaper. So my father used to show me the newspaper clips that see in Paris every 6 seconds fashion changes this, and somehow those things were fascinating me, and somehow it built up. I don't know what, and I knew that this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to make a career out of. But somewhere I always wanted to make something what is appealing me, what is talking about, which is in a way it's modern, but still it's telling a story of India. It is aesthetic, it is modern, but still it has its roots rooted in India. And in that journey I found Nirali, and somehow that vibe match, that she, because we were going around, and
I think let her tell the story. So how did the two of you decide and think about Astitva? You all were in college.
I was in college and we were doing theatre together and all. So that is where we met. So when I met him, he was already into these beautiful things. He was creating this beautiful outfits and all. And it was different.
So he was creating it for theatre?
For
theatre also I used to create, and I'd already started on a very small scale. I'd started Astitva also. I was just doing exhibitions, like 2 exhibitions a year. Yeah.
And which year was this?
It was 2000.
I met him in 2002.
And I started my first exhibition I did in 1999.
Okay.
So it was beautiful when I saw his work, and I thought he's not taking it where it should go, Yearly 2 exhibitions, everything just goes back to Bhavnagar after the exhibition is, done. So I thought, no, this is not what I want. I asked him, if you're serious about it, we can take it forward. This is not where we can stop. I saw the way people appreciated and the madness that he had. I'm sure he's talking to less for himself, the madness that he has for fabrics. Times I tell him, ye kya hai? What will you do with it? He knows. I know what I'm doing. And the best is, from 2002 that I know him till date, he is being constant with his designs. It's not that he's changed as per the fashion or as per the style. Aaj ye lungi in hai ya aaj dhoti in hai, so let's do that. I am the one who's always told him ke thoda changes late yaar, thoda sa low range banate, thoda sa ye karte, but he's been so strong headed. He knows what he wants out of Astitva, and he's like, when people go from here, it has to be an experience. It can't be a shop, or it can't be just an exhibition that one is visited and walked out. They have to take memories, they have to take experience. So I tried my best as a partner, as a friend. I tried my best, that it can't be just a garment. It has to be an experience. So yeah, this is where we took.
So Rajiv, I like the line that it cannot be just a garment, it is an experience.
Yes.
Most of the people जिनके साथ इस तरह का सपना शुरू होता है, तो कोई ना कोई influence होता है, inspiration होता है. What was the influence or the inspiration that made you leave microbiology and get into this?
Actually, I entered into microbiology just because my entire family is doctors. And somewhere my father, they were very lenient parents, but he said that doctor nahi bana to at least kuch to, you do something which is related to science. So I did my microbiology, that's it. But
इसका कहाँ से seed कहाँ से आया?
if I try to recollect, I don't remember it some, but somewhere more I have got influenced, when I had seen Gandhi of Bhanu Athaya. So, I could feel that you can penetrate through the screen and you can feel the texture of the garments. And somewhere I thought that this is what I want to achieve. When somebody wears, even somebody is far off sitting or somebody is not, because when you're wearing something, nobody's going to touch and feel the garment. But one should feel that, the beauty of textile, beauty of aesthetic. So somewhere that stayed in my mind, and even that has played part in whatever costumes I've done for theaters. So that has stayed. So that is, you can say, that germ stayed. And then when I travel, so those villages and the village women, they are my biggest inspiration, you will say, because I've grown up in Bhavnagar. So we had those maids, Marwadi maids coming at our home, and they were so beautifully dressed up every day as if it's, they're going for a party. Like that, they are dressed up for a festival. And that is what I have achieved, and that is what a part of Astitva, that, the philosophy is that every day of a life is a celebration at Astitva. So you'll find a little bling everywhere in each and every garment. That's what, because I feel every day of life is a celebration, and that's what I'm trying to represent in the clothes, what I'm designing.
So Nirali, there is rural India in the Astitva clothes, in the Astitva ambience. How much have you traveled rural India, and how are you picking up all these fabrics or clothes or accessories and then putting them all here, showcasing them? How much do your clients and customers understand, do you think? Or do they just look at the beauty and they buy it?
So I have traveled with Rajiv, of course. When I met him, I was 18. So I was not exposed to this part of world, this part of culture and all. So he's the one who inspired me. We traveled together. He showed me the craft. He introduced me to the craft and to the smallest detailing, that this is embroidery. This embroidery is from here, there. So I somehow, maybe I always had that side, but nobody spoke about it. So I was not aware. But I equally enjoyed the entire process of learning that craft. So slowly, gradually, I started doing accessories. I started designing jewellery and all that. And what I've understood over the years from my clients, that they understand what we are doing. It's not that they are just feeling कि something अच्छा है ले लेते हैं. Of course, there are people, 10-15% people, they might just think, wow, it's nice. But I have clients, who understands the detailing, the efforts that we've put in each piece. Me and Rajiv both together, we spoil people, we don't try to repeat designs. Even in my jewelry, the smallest piece you pick up, there are two pieces, they are different, they can't be same. So we've tried that, and we have been trying that for last 20 years to maintain that. So those efforts are being appreciated and are being, very, very much welcomed by our clients. So it just feels good.
So Rajiv, you had a dream. You were influenced, inspired by the village women or the women in Bhavnagar who used to come to your home to work. You were fortunate to meet Nirali, who was a good partner.
Yes.
Together you all formed a power gang. You all put your pennies into it and you all created this, beautiful place. How difficult is it? So much of stuff is here. Everything is expensive. Yes, customers are coming, buying. How much of it is a pressure? How do you keep the business going?
It is an immense pressure. One thing is a creative pressure, that because every time a person is coming, he's expecting something one step further than what they've purchased before, and financially also, because you need to create 200 garments. And that 200s are not going to sell, but it is fun, somewhere balancing and when it's your passion, I think it is a pressure, but you don't feel that pressure because you are living and you are enjoying it. But it is immense pressure, it is.
Nirali, what do you feel about some women coming and saying everything in this shop is beautiful, but everything is expensive?
Yeah, they say that.
We have got used to it now.
I have given explanations over the year what we are doing and all that, and now I feel I am done explaining, because it is some efforts put into it. It's not something what you just go ready and pick up and sell. It is, each piece has been designed carefully, and our forte is that we don't repeat designs. It's not a mass production, it's just a studio production. So I try my best to make them understand. I try my best to explain them the kind of fabrics that we are using. These are all vegetable dyes, and these are all organic cotton. And this sustainable fashion and all, this is a new word that we've been listening, for some time. It's there, but we have been dealing in this for 20 years. We are being dealing in sustainable fashion for 20 years. We never spoke that word, but this is what we are doing. We have tried to stay to our roots. We've tried our best that, whatever those craftsmen who were supplying us 20 years back, they're still supplying us today. Right. And we've stayed so closely with them. So it's not, there is love in each and every piece that we design.
Nice.
So yeah, this is where.
So Rajiv, you have designed for theatre. You design for celebrities. So many of them, whether they are in cinema, in theatre world, or influencers. And anytime when one is in your shop, there is always some celebrity dropping by. In your perfect mind, who is the person who suits your clothes the best out of all your customers?
Difficult.
You would not like to annoy them.
But I think I've seen that I've never seen anybody doing justice 200% to Astitva clothes as Nirali. She does the best justice to Astitva clothes.
That is so sweet, because I completely agree. I have seen her at the oddest moments, when she's kind of in a frizzy hair and working around. But every time she's wearing Astitva clothes, and it is fabulous. What does Astitva mean to you? Why this word? Why this title? Why this brand?
For me, it's my existence. When I thought of starting a brand, starting a label, the first name came into my mind is Astitva, because it is, for me, my work is not different than me. For me and my work, because I 24/7, like even at 3 o'clock, because they get annoyed at home at times that now enough, you leave your work. But so that is, I think I could not, means I've never thought of a second name. The name came and I kept it. Yeah. But now today when I think and sit and I try to but then I think that I would have not been able to think of any other name, because this is, for me, Astitva is my existence, and Astitva itself is existence.
Nirali, would you like to do clothes for like films and film stars, or do full films as costumes, or you think it's a lot of pressure and tension?
No, absolutely. I would love, given an opportunity, I would just jump into it. I would love to do it.
Which director you think may be interested or will suit and do justice to your clothes?
It's obviously Sanjay Leela Bhansali, because the kind of understanding that he has towards costumes and all that, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The smallest thing, he can just make it look so glamorous and so beautiful. So that is what we follow. I'm sure I would love to work with him, and I would love to learn basically from him. The smallest detailings. There is so much to learn from him. So yes, I'm up for it.
And Rajiv, there are plus and minus of working with your soulmate and your partner,
yes,
marriage partner. So what are the disadvantages?
We are because 5% we are husband and wife. When we are at home, 95% we are at work. And when you are working with your soulmate, because it's like, now our daughter is a peacemaker. She says, enough, you leave your work and now be a family, because it is difficult, and we both are Leo, both are strong-headed. So we both want to prove our point at times, and we both know that we both are right. But at times in business, yes, at times, sometimes someone is correct, someone is not, and this. So it is difficult. It is.
It is difficult.
Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I want to add, two people should not be in same work. You carry home together, or you carry the entire work at home together, which is not healthy. You are only, trying to make your point correct all the time. So yeah, it is difficult.
But a major plus also.
Yeah, of course, there are many advantages.
Yes.
So, how do you see Astitva growing from here? What is your ultimate dream? What do you want to do with it? You want to travel to the rural India? You want to take it abroad? You want to have branches of it? You want to merchandise it?
That is what the future plan is, that within 5 years of down the 5 years line, we are looking for 5 more franchises of Astitva and maybe one in US.
It was wonderful chatting with both of you, and I wish both of you and Astitva great luck and good wishes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This really means a lot.
Thank you for tuning in. If you have liked this episode, do comment. Do rate on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Hubhopper, Castbox, Spotify, JioSaavn, so that you get notified when we come next. Stay tuned for the next episode with yet another guest, and until then, take great care of yourself.